Cancel culture is coming for celebrities en masse. Could this be the start of the end in the rising irrelevance of celebrities and mega influencers, all as other influencers take over? As this digital movement plays out online, today I want to talk about the lessons in personal branding that you can take away. So grab a cup of tea and let's dive into it. If you haven't heard, everyday people are unfollowing, blocking, and boycotting celebrities and mega influencers en masse. And they're being led by other influencers or content creators who are acting as the voice of the people, who are increasingly feeling disillusioned and disinterested with who they feel are out of touch celebrities or mega influencers who have become what they feel is complacent on their platforms. You likely heard about the 2024 Met Gala. The Met Gala is the annual premier event for fashion and celebrity culture. For many, it is a dazzling display of the arts that helps to raise money for the arts. But a lot of people have other ideas. As war rages overseas, this is top of mind for many people, and many people closer to home are struggling to even put food on their own tables. So in recent years, the Met Gala has increasingly felt like a out of touch and tone deaf display of wealth and waste at its best. One TikToker, Hailey Bailey, who at the time of the Met Gala had 10 million plus followers, had people quite upset. She was dressed in dress reminiscent to Maria Antoinette when she posted a video that used what I believe is audio from the Maria Antoinette film that said, "Let them eat cake." Now, this phrase, "let them eat cake," has been disputed by historians as not actually being something that Maria Antoinette said, but it is generally understood to embody her lack of empathy about the starving peasants at the time. And Maria Antoinette ultimately ended up paying with her life at the guillotine during the French Revolution. And in a modern day revolution of sorts, it is now celebrities that are under the knife. Enter the digital guillotine, or the digitine as it is being called online. This is the axe that is being wielded by everyday people who understand that the people who give people their power online are ultimately also people that are also able to help to take it away. And they are blocking and unfollowing celebrities online in mass. They understand that by doing this, they are masterfully manipulating celebrity influencers as well as social media algorithms. They also understand that their actions could potentially have a flow-on effect to brand deals that work with these celebrities. Celebrities such as the Kardashians, who you might be able to argue were amongst the original influencers, have been dominating the headlines for decades. So are people ready to finally cancel celebrities and mega influencers who they feel are out of touch and irrelevant with the needs of everyday people? That's what I want to break down in today's episode. I want to talk about how we got here and the lessons you can take away for personal branding. First, I want to start with the rise of creators. If you aren't paying attention to the creator economy, then you are missing what I believe is one of the biggest shifts that is happening in modern day marketing. Influencers are the new celebrities. They are getting an increasing share of marketing budgets and exclusive invites that was once reserved for celebrities or even those with impressive corporate titles. And this applies on both a global scale and perhaps in your local area as well. Social media has shifted power away from everyday brands and media moguls and shifted it to the people, because the people essentially control the leverage of celebrities and major influencers. And that leverage is attention. Those that have and can keep attention in any industry industry currently win. They are the people who get the brand deals, the book deals, the services, the products, and everything in between. With movies, mainstream media, print, and traditional TV losing its relevance, the people who have an audience or who have attention are the ones who have the power. YouTube, for example, gives everyday YouTubers a chance to get more views on a single video than what studio-backed television shows can sometimes get on their programs. Which leads me to the next chapter of this episode, which is influencers as community creators and the new media. I recently read a book called Influence by Sarah McCorkadale, and she explained how influencers are changing the future of the world. Now, most influencers don't actually like the term influencers, but she has said that broadly speaking, they believe their value lies in their ability to build communities through consistent, relatable, authoritative, and regular content. And it's this skill of turning attention into communities that is the reason why really skilled influencers have become the new media. So what else makes influencers any more special than other celebrities? That brings me to chapter 3, which is the relatable celebrity. Where celebrities were once the shining star of brand deals, influencers have taken over. Netta Porter, for example, have said that street-style influenced photography generates more traffic for the brand compared to celebrity images. And a lot of this comes down to their relatability. McCorkadale says, like celebrities, their followers, their fans aspire to their lifestyle, but unlike celebrities, their lives are presented as relatable and achievable. She later goes on to say, like traditional media, they share information. Unlike traditional media, it is all from a personal perspective. Influencers who create a community make their audience feel like they know them directly. McCorkadale explains that if this was a Venn diagram where celebrity and media overlap, then influencers would sit in the area that overlaps. And in many ways, influencers are giving celebrities a taste of their own medicine. Let's take major magazines, for example. Celebrities had featured in major magazines throughout centuries, but it wasn't until the late 90s that they started to consistently dominate major magazine, especially covers. So let's take a look at Vogue, for example. So in the second half of the 90s, they start to feature people like Hillary Clinton, who was the first lady at the time, Madonna, Winona Ryder, Nicole Kidman, and Oprah, and later started to feature people like Jennifer Aniston, who as a 90s star on Friends came with a huge audience as well. And this was the nail in the coffin for the illustrious supermodel era at the time, with another editor from a different magazine saying nobody cares about models anymore. So the same supermodels who were being chased by paparazzi were now deemed to be too one-dimensional because their appeal was based on beauty alone, and everyday people were starting to lose interest. Celebrities, on the other hand, offered this illusion of substance. They were more likely to look like everyday people, and they came with their own communities. But when we're talking about relatability, it's important to note that people can sniff out what they feel is inauthentic. Take Jenny from the Block singer J-Lo, for example. If you aren't aware already, she is experiencing a bit of a fall from grace online, particularly amongst the younger generation, who feel like she is inauthentic, irrelevant, and too self-indulgent. They relate more to people they feel they can trust, which brings me to brands by trust. So the one thing that is more important to brands than attention is trust. Brands buy trust. And the reason they want to work with celebrities who have built communities is because they have earned trust amongst the people in their community. So you've probably intuitively guessed that some of the celebrities making millions might not actually be using some of the supermarket brands, for example, that they endorse. Influencers, on the other hand, have the ability to make brand messaging seem more believable because consistently over time they have built their unique point of view, their personality, and their community. And it's this engaged community that is the reason why businesses, brands, marketing managers are leaning towards working more closely with micro and nano influencers as opposed to macro and mega influencers. And I just want to put one little caveat or prediction on one group that I feel is going to be more immune to this growing disinterest in celebrities, and that is athletes. And that is because the spirit of sport builds fiercely loyal communities. And as a part of sport, you get to experience people's transformation stories. You get to see athletes sweat it out sometimes week after week on their courts, the fields, the tracks that they are a part of, often actually as a real life display of the products that they are also endorsing. When building trust, it's important to remember that consistency builds trust. If you keep giving your audience what they expect from you, they are more likely going to continue to support you. If you personally feel like you have no interest in the influencer movement or the creator economy and feel like there is no way that any of this conversation can affect you, then that brings me to chapter number 5, the iceberg. It is often easy to ridicule influencers or content creators for their keyboard courage or their confidence on camera, especially when you are working for brands that seem unsinkable in what you feel are more respectable roles. But if that is you, then I want to leave you with this one quote from an influencer that said, "The haters, the doubters are all drinking champagne on the top deck of the Titanic, and we are the effing iceberg." Thanks so much. Subscribe for more like this, and I'll see you in the next episode.